two other maps will play on, of course, when we get to them. It's time to find out who comes out on top of Dust2. Will it be Cr4zy or will it be Chaos?
Ledney looking for it. Good headshot to begin with. Flashbang, but he's going to wait a little bit to peek. He gets one more shot, in fact, and Hunter's going to be there to help out. They just keep whittling them away, getting into the B-bomb site. Pleasant and Freddy Frog still waiting for it, but they're not even waiting to actually retake. They're just going to go for it before the bomb is even down. That is so aggressive. What a well-played round from Cr4zy.
Very decisive as well. Cr4zy not wasting any time. Full confidence coming out from them. And that's something that Chaos is going to have to try and stop from happening. Make them respect them. Make them play a little bit more slowly. Because obviously on the pistol, we did not see that. They end up taking a much more aggressive stance and nets them a quicker closeout on the round to start out 1-0 over Chaos. Let's find out if it's going to remain that case or if Chaos is going to end up with a quicker response here. Probably not too much of a hope for that happening. They didn't get a plant, so they're going to end up with pretty minimal money in round number 2, meaning they end up with a full save. Not a single dollar invested into this round for them. This one's going to get reset, apparently, though, so stand by.
Sometimes you need that, right? A little bit of a mental reset, get everyone back in order. I mean, you don't usually see people fighting that hard before there's even an attempt at a bomb plant. But on the other hand, if they get the bomb plant down, that usually does mean sort of pretty bad things for any kind of a retake on B-side Dust2. So can't really blame them for it. And there's some pretty good flashbangs, I think, to go behind some of those peaks. So I still like it.
Definitely worked out for Cr4zy. Obviously not too much to dive into here since we're only one round in. We're going to look to get that reset really quickly and continue on with the match as fast as we can get our players back into the server, of course, and have things all fixed up for you guys.
Man, some of these names, I feel like DJL, you could say that. That's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
Might not want to say it in like quick succession, but like a lot of it. And then, how would you pronounce
the B name?
Yeah,
I would say Boten.
Okay, that's pretty
right. I think because that's actually like an O sound, the A with the circle over it.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of an O sound.
Yeah. All right, that's good.
So what's it actually supposed to be?
I wouldn't even want to guess what the Swedish version is, but I would say, I guess it would be like Boten, so like something like something like that.
Okay.
Again, we really need to have like a whole discussion about picking names for your professional career.
A rule book, yeah, just a rule book on what names you're allowed to use.
Just when you pick your name, close your eyes and imagine that you're gonna be sponsored by some massive company someday in the future. Like they're gonna give you, I don't know, BMW to drive around in, and that's gonna be the name that's gonna be, So like, just think about that.
On the car.
I'm just saying. Maybe they will like a version of that car, in your name, because that's how good you are.
There you go.
So, just try and think about it.
You want a cool name?
Yeah, or just something that goes to that. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
No. You gotta use the baseline. Start with like Striker or something like that. Like
start with something that can even be pronounced in English. Let's just go. Let's make that. That's the one rule. You need that.
I just have a strat now when I cast teams that are like from Europe or something like that, or like from a place where you would have like a thrown off pronunciation. What I started doing is I just started looking up casts in that language.
Yeah.
And then listening to how they pronounced it, and then I just try to replicate it as close as I can to that pronunciation.
That does make sense. Maybe that's the way to go about it. Well, we're just waiting for the game to get resumed once again. All right, now. I guess the winner of this game is going to be playing Ancient later on.
Yes.
And the other game that we've got going on would be Tricked in Avant-Garde. So that's coming up later today. Should be a lot of fun. Ancient looking pretty good, actually, so...
Those will be our decider matchups, ladies and gentlemen. That'll take us into Sunday. We'll have the playoffs getting started. Of course, 3 more best of 3s to come on Monday, as we'll get to crown our DreamHack champion. We do have to apologize, though, folks, as this delay is taking a little bit longer than anticipated. So stick with us, and we're going to be coming right back at you with the resummation of this game right here at the DreamHack Open.
We made our way back. We just made our way through the pistol round, and then we ran into some issues, and now we're back again with the game here. It's going to be the first map between Cr4zy and Chaos.
It should be a good one, folks. Cr4zy getting things started with a pretty aggressive pistol round victory, pushing directly into the B side with some pre-flash assists before Chaos even took control of it. And we're able to pull off a very, very fast retake. So we're 1-0 in their favor. Obviously, you guys didn't miss too much if you're just joining us, and now we get to see Chaos's response, which is probably going to be pretty underwhelming. No investment at all from them on the second round, so you should expect a pretty simple, Cr4zy shutdown.
Yeah, they're going to be buying in the next round, no doubt about that. So this is pretty much par for the course at this point. The only thing is, why are they playing so slowly? They have blocks.
That's a good point.
They're not going to learn anything.
Just go.
Even if Cr4zy pushed them, what are they going to do? Take a fight from T-spawn with Glocks? So everything is confusing right now.
They're playing for inches, it seems. They want to try and get at least 1 or 2 kills against Cr4zy if they get impatient. But doesn't look like that's happening. Cr4zy's perfectly all right to kind of just mess around on the sites and wait this one out. So even Cr4zy's probably getting a little confused by this too now, as they're may potentially be expecting a much bigger execute than we're actually going to see. Because these guys don't even have flashes. They are literally just going to run out cat. Potentially might waterfall it in a second here too. They
okay.
And then they back up.
I think that was exclusively a play to try and bait somebody into long for Relaxer to get the kill. That actually makes sense. Fair play. As long as there's like an idea. I was just wondering if they were just trying to waste our time. but fair enough. Like that's an idea. It didn't work, but you know, it's all cool. Now instead they can try and go for long and again with the Glocks. Can't really blame them for not making that one work.
Cr4zy coming in for the assist on 2 of those kills. Nexa picks up the triple. So overall, still the outcome that you expected to see with a quick 5-man shutdown. And the 2-0 lead now for Cr4zy. Should see a buy-in, however, coming from Chaos on this upcoming round. The full save on the previous one, money bonus. It's a little bit more generous to them. And they're gonna, oh, that's not going to be good. So they just self-smoked themselves out of CT. Obviously, the T's don't realize this. Actually, they're going to be able to move out. Thankfully, the smoke is gone by this point, I think, but they're going to throw a second one down anyway, just to be safe. And this is a very fast execute from Chaos, as they're going to try to work their way into the B site here. Letme waiting for his own opportunity to strike. Actually doesn't get anyone from out of that position. DJL and Pleston get 2 kills instead, and that's B site going under the control of Chaos, but without the bomb.
How is it still in the middle? I mean, obviously somebody went down with it, but they were just so busy. It's like they solved all the rest of it. Like, they have so much time that Relaxer at least could go back and sneak around with the AK-47, so they actually might still win this round, but that's...
What a weird round.
Yeah. It's doing all your homework and then forgetting to hand it in. You're like, oh yeah, that last bit was important too.
Missed the deadline by 5 minutes.
Yeah, for no reason at all. Okay, well, let's see. If he shoots him in the back, they can still do this. 45 seconds. It's definitely doable. He's thinking about it. Got a good target in the corner, and there's the kill on Nexa. And they don't even know. Oh, wow. Even Esperanto not aware that he was going to get shot in the back there. Otto, they do line up for him, but it's not enough. They win the round, and I don't know. That makes me feel just a little bit uncomfortable, you know?
Yeah, like obviously right from the front of that could have been a way cleaner win if you got all 4 players into the site and didn't have to, trade out in mid with Otto. That's the biggest thing they're going to end up losing from that one. Thankfully, like you mentioned, they still had that back flank from the long A position. So we're ultimately still able to close out, but should have never even come that close. Should have been a much more decisive win for them. So more than likely we're going to see the rebuy come in from Cr4zy, and in fact we do see that. It's going to be very light on utility. They've got smoke so long enough to play out the round timer, but no mollies or any HEs really to try and do massive damage against Chaos, except for the one that's sitting on Esperanto, and that's because he downgraded to a Deagle.
Yeah, so Chaos with a really good shot at maybe bringing this round back. Molotov and the shot for the wall become kind of a common thing now. And even a nice flashbang there. Actually flashed himself a bit more. A shot from Esperanto. Back around the corner. Very clean.
Just going to try to see if he can get one more over the next few seconds here. It did look like he was going to go pushing himself forward. Didn't end up working out too well, but finds the opportunity a moment later after retrieving the AK. How about a DJL? That's the bomb getting dropped again. That's going to push Botan back. He's going to have to move in and pick this up.
Yeah, bringing the bomb. They're completely locked in. Lower dark. Letney's showing up there, and there's really no way out here for Chaos. Otto picking up one more kill. Freddy going to be picking up a couple in return, at least causing them some... Oh, what a headshot. That is outrageous. He's going to fake the bomb. Surely there's absolutely no way he could do this. 24 seconds, and he's reloading right as Nexa turns the corner, but that looked nuts for a minute.
So in a lot of ways, from an economy perspective, the same mistake just being made by Cr4zy right there. As have themselves a very clean round built up. Obviously, the circumstances are fairly different. Ultimately, the same issue, losing a few more players they necessarily wanted to due to Freddy, and this nice play right here. It's going to cost them in the long run economically. Timeout is also going to be called. So it'll take us a second before we get back in the match.
Yeah, Chaos wanting a minute to think about what's going on. That was... I'm not even sure how you get that kill with the AK-47. You're backtracking off the ledge, fully running and shooting. Fair play, I guess. They are not really going to have anything. A deagle and a flashbang here. 2 deagles. And Hunter trying to get it done, but Freddy coming up with another good kill. Pleasant to follow it up. That's too much here for Cr4zy. Giving away too many kills, I think, early on. Yeah,
very sloppy. And it could potentially still cost them the round if Chaos leverage these positions appropriately. They've got a 4v3 man advantage. Letney's going to have to quickly rotate back over to B. Thankfully, there's smoke still covering the tunnels, so they don't get immediate access to the site. But Otto having to hold here. They know he's got the ops. They're going to play around with him a little bit here, see if they can get him into a position where they can edge out the kill. Not going to happen too easily, though. Botan falls. Rest of Chaos going to try to push their way out, and this is much more under the control of Cr4zy now. They've gotten a lock onto the strategy. More than likely. Yeah, there you go with the positioning to finish this off. Otto with 2 more on the up. 3 for the round. Finishes things off for Cr4zy.
Yeah, not bad at all. Bit of a giveaway. I don't even mind the MP9 rushing top mid. But then after that, you know, you got to think about if you want to commit to that or just leave it alone. Seemed like they were a little bit too hungry to continue the fight.
So their money's going to stay pretty much stagnant on Cr4zy, despite the wins that they're getting in subsequently here now. A lot of utility coming out from both sides over at Long A.
Yeah, and 4 people taking long from Cr4zy as well. That's the sort of thing that, if you'd been watching the demos and you knew that they would potentially do this a lot, that's a lot of the map that's good. Like, you're just going to be doing that B split again that Chaos did earlier or something, you know?
In fact, Chaos are lining up for a bit of a B play right now, or potentially one that could become a B play. They still have the bomb over top mid, so Freddy would have to rotate into position. But they've got 3 players ready to burst out in mid at a moment's notice here. Taking their time with it, to be fair. Utility still needs to work its way in. You've got Hunter right around the corner with an AUG in hands. You don't necessarily want to directly challenge that. Hunter, you can see getting a bit impatient potentially. Swung out for a second, but the first fight actually happens elsewhere. Nexa and finally Hunter in mid, getting Pleasant. Second kill's not going to be found so easily. Otto drops down, a little bit of fall damage, and Botan from the other side will end up taking him out. DJL also finds an entry onto B. So suddenly the narrative has changed up, especially after Botan finds Hunter through the wood box.
Well, that's a long-range spray from Nexa. Don't know how he does that. Yeah, I think there was a bit of panic there. I think Otto wanted to really help out. He knew his teammate was low on health, so he wanted to get there quickly, and that kind of got him killed. Still a Molotov on Nexa. They are actually in great positions to be Molotov here, Chaos. They're going to try and move out. The next Esperanto was there. DJL now in the corner. That Molotov from Nexa is going to be a flashbang first. Oh, and he's not even going to need it. There was the grenade set up for it. But nice shots from Esperanto. We're kind of expecting that by now.
And another good recovery on the round overall from Cr4zy. Things looking a little bit dodgy for a second. Some great entries coming in for Chaos, both on the B side and in mid, especially after things started out a little bit bumpy with Hunter's trade. But thankfully, for the Chaos fans, or excuse me, for the Cr4zy fans out there anyway, they still come out on top. are going to be able to keep the streak going at 5-1. It's not going anywhere. It's not, it's not like they're building up a massive amount of money or anything like that. This can still be very easily reversed by Chaos with just 1 or 2 round wins. But the scoreline, of course, that's staying solid.
Some upgraded pistols, some armor in play. Makes perfect sense considering the round loss bonus. They know they're going to have money in the next round anyway, so can't blame them for a double AWP on the CT side. Not an insane amount of money. In fact, not really any money at all being picked up here. Oh, that grenade. Oh dear. It's an smoke for now. I was going to say could have been even worse. Does a little bit of damage. I think he swapped it out, but that could have been a huge 5-man grenade if he'd thrown that grenade the first time around.
TU smokes are moving out to try and give them a little bit more room to push this. Immediate response is in from Cr4zy. CTs will also smoke it off a second later. Probably going to kill the plans from Chaos temporarily here. At least until their first smoke starts to fade away. They've got a little bit more room to jump out here, but still stacked on Cat. They still want to go for this. A second wall smoke has been lined up. Esperanto crawl up, try to directly challenge this, and it's going to work. Great damage on first contact. Nearly killed 3 people with that initial spray. And now we'll be able to line up. It's a quad kill for Esperanto. Chance of the ace if he pushes out into mid, but he's already down at 1 HP. Back over here towards Cat. Might as well hand it over to Esperanto at this point. Looks like he's going to end up fighting someone else. So only the 4K auto gets the 5th. Cr4zy. Finally, a clean round for them.
With the M4A1 as well. So, just conserving some of the bullets there. All of it looked very clean. That was nicely done. Yeah, you like to see these kind of things. 6-1. Cr4zy off to a fantastic start.
Starting to show much better control over these situations too, although that one was a bit easy. Now it's time to see if they can do it against a full gun round from Chaos now that they've invested back in. Oh, they knew Otto was going to be there too. Chaos was careful about the peek. It's a good counter. Still a little bit of damage ends up going on to Chaos here. Otto's also rotated back down into CT. He'll be smoked out pretty quickly. The Molly's going to go down. Probably going to be a little bit late to actually stop their push, though. And now as they wrap around the corner, Esperanto, instead of Letney, ends up flipping off the first player from inside of CT.
Patience here in upper dark. DJL, he's just waiting for it. He needs some sort of signal from his team in middle that they're looking the other way. Relax, they're going to pick up one. He goes down afterwards, but Freddy Froggle's helping out. There's still a 3-on-3 here. And Hunter picking up that kill is going to be huge. That's the bomb now inside of the site, but the other T player is alone, forced out into middle with that Molotov. And Nexa will pick it up. Pretty good round out of him right now. A double. And DJL, he's going to have to try and do this Horus all on his own. And not getting, I think most of the bullets went into the box there. He's going to be a little bit upset about that one. That could have gone either way, but good turnaround from Nexa.
Nexa's becoming a pretty clutch player when it comes to making sure that these closer fought rounds are going into Cr4zy's favor. That's kind of what you'd expect. When you look at the statistics, it all lines up. Nexa, still a very key player for this roster. As we are going to go, I think, into another pause here, probably for Chaos.
We're not seeing the kind of production that we need out of them yet for us to really believe that Chaos can swing this around. It's the first map and all that, but still, Cr4zy are looking so ready right now. That's going to be a real problem. 7-1. The money all the time broken. CT side economy now starting to build a lot more, and that's going to make it even worse.
Although still in a position where it's not necessarily fully established yet. You're looking at only about 1 round of full rebuy for Cr4zy.
Yeah.
Long term here, so it's really 1 or 2 rounds Chaos need, and they can kick right back into this. Just that scoreline is getting a little bit desperate. It's 7-1. Chaos, of course, once again on pretty much a full eco here too, with the exception of Freddy. So trying to take any type of fights, especially at long range, it's going to prove incredibly difficult here, and that's already one aspect of this T side that they've been struggling with.
That looked like that Deagle shot was going to be real close, but over at long they lose Freddy. Do we call him Freddy or Freddy Frog? I'm not sure.
I just go with Freddy.
We have like a Freddy B as well.
Yeah.
But Freddy B is easier to say. All right. We'll figure it out along the way. Relaxer goes down. No scope attempt. Not going to be working out. Hunter still back here and fighting for time and a little bit more damage as DJL does pick up a kill. And oh, actually, going to be taking down Otto. Could he get one more? Maybe they could turn this around. What a round that would be to win, considering what they had going into it. Scoping up and making a bit of noise. And Esperanto showing up now. He's done everything in this game so far, and he's just going to continue. 15-4 his scoreline. That's pretty good.
All in his own right there, too. Knows he's got good positioning in order to take the duel against the Opera, so just screw it to waiting for his teammate to come out from CT. He pushes in all on his own. It's not the first time either we've seen him pull off and kind of be the big player when it comes to the retake on that B site. Esperanto showing us some great stuff for Cr4zy, keeping them consistent and more importantly in a dominant stance at 8-1 over Chaos right now.
Otto could have got run down. He gets that first kill. Follow up. Grenades raining down on top of them, but DJL, in spite of all that chaos, that can't have been an easy shot to hit. He's going to be taking down Esperanto, which obviously at this point, that's a massive player to be dropping. Hunter playing close here to the ramp and jumping up, I think, inside of the smoke almost. The bomb, it's going to go down, and he's just thinking about it right now. There is no, he's got his own flashbang, so nobody else can even flash him out of that smoke. That would have been the ideal situation. Let's see if Freddy's going to be ready for this. He's not ready. Hunter coming right out of it. What a play.
Tries to spam in with the AUG to find DJL in the corner too. And nade's going to end up hitting on him along with a molly to force him out. He's dead. Now it's just about the players who are both smoked off. Sitting behind Cat as well. Cr4zy can already jump onto the fuse, and they're not wasting any time. Opera's going to try to boost up and try to stop it. They'll find one, but the problem is the bomb. It's already stopped. Cr4zy have won the round. And they'll continue to lead at 9-1 over Chaos.
It absolutely looked to me like DJL just turned around and said, yeah, I'm dead. Like that Molotov's like, yeah, I'm
going to go out.
Can't do anything really here. That's a nice play, hiding inside of the smoke. It would have been even more epic if one of his teammates could have, you know, thrown a flashbang, but they didn't have any, so. But still, he made the absolute most of it. 9-1. Cr4zy, really stepping it up here early in this match.
But Otto has actually missed the first player jumping out. Plesset, I'm pretty sure, got inside of CT without being noticed at all. But Letney, in the meanwhile, has been able to pick one out at mid. Hunter also finding a pick, too. They're getting close to the door, though, and Letney is none the wiser to this, although I think he's just realized Hunter will be able to move into support. Takes out Freddy Frog. However, 3 kills from Chaos come out of absolutely nowhere, and that's tied us back up down into a 2v2. More importantly, giving Chaos the room they need to get the plant down onto the B side. Another one from Pleston. He looks to close out. Won't do it, though. Next up is going to have his chance for the clutch instead. A nade actually does great damage to Boten. The flash inside won't affect him, though. He's still going to have full vision. Next to those, Smart on that. Doesn't commit just yet. He's also still got a smoke to utilize, but time starting to get a little bit low for Nexa. He does not have a kit. There may be one on the ground in this fight, but as he pushes, Nexa immediately knocking out Boten.
Picking it up.
Plenty of time for that to fuse after he gets the kit. That's going to send the round right over to Cr4zy.
Out of all the ways you could lose around, I mean, that one they really fought for, and it's still just not quite enough. And if you have 1 or 2 of those rounds in a map, you know, maybe that's something, but I feel like they've had a lot of them now on the Chaos side, where it's like almost, and that's going to really start to... It's got to start to annoy you. You know, it happens like once or twice, you think of it as like, yeah, don't worry about it, like that's a bit of a fluke, and next time we'll win those rounds. But when it's like the 5th time, that story doesn't sound so, you know, plausible anymore.
It always seems to be either Nexa or Esperanto that's turning it around as well.
Yeah.
I just talked about Esperanto in the last round, but Nexa, like, as well, has been having some really clutch stuff happen. Oh, another reset. As I think, again, we're going to have a small tech issue to fix here really quick between the teams, but this has been very one-sided so far in the favor of Cr4zy. So many clutch situations there. Chaos should be able to shut it down, but Cr4zy continue to bring it back time and time again, so they've got a very dominant lead. Ignore that scoreboard that's on the stage right now. It is 10-1.
Yeah, I bet Chaos would love to go back to what's here, you know, just to reset it all the way. What's your favorite Die Hard movie, Blue? We talked about that. Was it yesterday? I can't even remember. Was it there yesterday?
I think that was yesterday, yeah. We were talking about Die Hard.
Good.
The first one, I would have to say.
First one,
the original, yeah.
And
still the best.
Nakatomi Tower and all that.
Nakatomi Tower.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think they're all pretty good, so I won't complain. You know, the one in New York's obviously also, it's got its own level of madness to it, I think. It's great as well how in really none of those movies, it's not even really particularly interesting what exactly the plot is. Like it doesn't like. I'm not even saying that it's like a bad thing. It's just it's not really that important.
Just a backdrop for Bruce Willis to just kill people.
Just doing great things, I feel like that's the way it should be. I'm kind of glad that we're seeing like a little bit of a revival of those kind of action movies, because it's such a success, and then it's like from like I don't know, like 2000 and onwards, it's like all of the movie industry forgot about that. They were like, let's not do that anymore. It's like, why not? It's been like a perfect formula. Think about even like really dumb movies like Under Siege or something. It's still amazing, you just love it.
Everybody started to care too much about like the story, and then like John Wick came out, and then we just went back to like.
Yeah, there were like a couple of like Red, like The Expendables. There were a couple of movies where they were like, and John Wick. I mean, obviously, I think that does like
that was the big
at a higher level, obviously. But still, it's like, why not try and do that? It's like Under Siege is just like a series of movies where like Steven Seagal is just like like an ex-Navy SEAL chef. Why does he have to be a chef? I've never understood that, but I think that's just his personal fantasy in some way. And then he's like, but I'm also gonna like take down a whole army.
And this is the plot.
Yeah, I do love it.
The Raid movies were pretty good too.
Which ones?
The Raid.
I don't think I've seen those.
They're
Have I been missing out?
They're not like Hollywood movies. They're
all right.
I forget where they're based out of, but they're all like really good movies. There's two of them, The Raid and The Raid 2.
Okay, I wouldn't check that out.
Definitely worth a check in if you're a fan of action movies like that and whatnot. Once again, guys, we're just working on quickly fixing a tech issue. I think it's white noise or headphones or something like that. We don't want to talk about too much specifics as we are in the midst of a match, and I think we've got a player with headphones off right now too. So
don't want to give any info away. Obviously, Cr4zy's in trouble. I don't think they know that too, so can't really.
That part we can talk about.
Oh man, yeah, but we'll figure it out soon enough. I guess they're just messing around. I was gonna say, is he watching like a different stream?
He just joined a
catching up.
He's just grinding through an MM game real quick.
Yeah. Let me just get some wins in while we're sorting it out.
Just get a few points at least.
It kind of always is a mystery to me how there aren't many more tech issues in terms of how many PCs, how many motherboards, how many hard disks, how many mouse, keyboard, headset. Like there's a lot of stuff that can break down. So
it's a little different about esports.
Yeah,
compared to regular sports.
Yeah, usually equipment failure, I guess, and shoes and the ball, stuff like that. That doesn't break nearly as much. Although it also puts like I don't know if it does, but it could put like a weird limitation on. Oh, there we go. They're back in the crowd. Oh. It's a good attempt. Really good attempt. Hugo was looking really scared for a minute. Like, is this going to be my life from now on?
I appreciate Bach developing the storyline from the last time we checked in with them in the crowd, though.
Yeah.
It's really playing into it.
Trying to move it forward.
Yeah.
But you wonder what would happen in esports if you try to do like 20 versus 20. I realize in some of those battle royale games you do, but that's like so much more hardware that you have to like, even statistically, even if it's like only 1 in 100, things that go wrong on any given match. Like, but if you have 40 PCs, then it's not good.
That still happens in a lot of like battle royale tournaments and stuff like that. Like people get like dropped out at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like because like the server bugs or something like that, and then it's just like we got 59 other people in the game, or 80 other people in the game, or whatever number they're using.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time dealing with that idea, but
it's interesting.
Maybe there will be a solution. Maybe someone will figure it out. Hopefully there will be. Otherwise, I don't know if 5-on-5 has to be the only format.
I mean, it works. That's the thing. Like larger scale stuff. Like there's been really solid, like really well produced battle royale tournaments with like that many people in it. So I think it can work. It's just you still have that possibility of like 1 or 2 players getting kicked out, and that kind of taints that game a little bit because most of the time they either don't have the capability or aren't willing to reset an entire game because of how long it takes to prime 60 or 80 people to go into a match once again.
Yeah, that would be my fear as well, is that you would look back on a result like that and you'd be like, but if they didn't have that player drop, maybe it would have been different.
Yeah. Well, it's to you guys. We're still working on just fixing, I think, a sound issue really quickly.
Keyboard not tilted, so obviously, you know, younger players didn't play back when the tables were so small that you had to tilt your keyboard. I'm just saying.
It's not even a 10 keyless either. He's got a full-length keyboard, and he's
full-length
keeping
keyboard.
it straight.
I have to play with a full-length keyboard because if I don't have the numpad, whenever I'm typing numbers, I just like I don't even look at the keyboard instinctively. I'm just kind of like fumbling around with my hand. Like it's really confusing to me. I try to work out of it because there's something like really pleasing about having the really small keyboards.
It's very aesthetically pleasing.
It does feel good, but my brain can't handle it. So
I've got a keyboard that splits.
Oh, like one of those ergonomic ones?
Yeah.
So you can like twist your wrist?
Yeah,
that might be a good idea.
Mine is 2 halves, and I think that's really good for LAN because you like for gaming you really only need like the left half. You wouldn't need like the right half necessarily. You just kind of have it there. So I would just move the left half in a really comfortable position.
I could imagine as well for like again for like avoiding wrist injuries. Like if you can, because you can move it around a lot more, so your wrist will be in, you know, different positions, different days, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Mine, this is like really nerdy, by the way, folks. So sorry about this in advance. Mine is what's called inverse tenting, where you can actually have it like this, basically, when the pieces are next to each other, and then you just actually have it in like optimal hand position, because it's the way like it's really hard to show when it's not on camera.
That's fine, don't worry. People can Google the idea. It's fine.
But it works out that way to where it works like with your hand, so it actually is less strain on your wrist too.
Yeah, well, we want that. We want fewer injuries in esports. You know, I mean, people are already talking about that and worried about that, so I think that's a good idea. No reason to. We've had a couple of them, of really annoying ones, where people have had like serious sort of wrist problems, you know, and it's always it's a bit of a shame. Olaf, I think.
Olaf, yeah, I was gonna bring him up.
Big one. Shocks, I think, for a while had some pain in his wrist too. It's been a couple out there.
He had a surgery, if I remember, like a year or two ago, right? And he was like out for a few months because of that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I think it was him.
If you're having like a good career like that's really going, you really don't want that. We're back in the game, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
10-1. Nexa at 11-2, Esperanto 15-6. That's all playing out of their minds.
Very dominant scoreline in multiple rounds that Cr4zy really had no business winning. We're able to pull off, mainly on retakes, some pretty insane stuff. Also some creative play towards mid, I think has been showing up every once in a while too. This time, no chaos. Seems as though the pause has awoken them. They're going to come busting out into the B bomb site. Still an even an even trade, but maybe not for long, as Otto, through a door and a smoke, catches Pleston.
Well, at least Bowden going to pick up a kill there on Otto, but that's actually just completely disgusting. They even did a great job, Chaos. They ate that grenade and just stood in the upper dark waiting for a long time. They found the perfect timing. Bowden going to pick up one more kill, but Esperanto is there, and you said it earlier, it's always Esperanto or Nexa, and this time it's his chance to step it up. Relaxer on the other side with an AK-47. No grenades or anything, but he's got the bomb plant down. And they need to win this round. They've been in so many of these 2v2s, 1v1s, and they've won, well, only the one round.
Alexa still generally expecting this to come from the tunnel, so he's got the right read on it. Esperanto as well. The M4A1, it's not going to work out. Relaxa gets the better of him. Finally puts another round onto the board for Chaos. It's with only one player alive, though, so the economy is still going to be in a very, very rough position for Chaos, especially if we see an immediate trade round.
He got the first one and the second. I mean, what do you do about that? If they'd won that round, I feel like that would have broken down Chaos. Like, they would have said, you know what, let's play second map now. Don't even care anymore, you know?
Especially after, like, such a good start in that round, too. You know, got, like, really good entries working their way in. We're going to get into another pause. This one will be short, though.
Yeah, this is intentional. So, just to point out, when Chaos are standing, they're standing in the hallway leading into B. They eat an HE grenade that does, I think, 70 damage across 2 players. It's hard to fight the temptation not to say, let's just go, because you're going to be thinking, well, another grenade and we're all dead. Or a Molotov and we have to fall back anyway. But they just waited for a long time. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that's actually pretty well played for Chaos. So, fighting their time, and I think they put up like a flashbang or a smoke, and then they all went, and they just won that fight, in spite of being pretty damaged. So, job well done. Now, controller Lord Dark for Esperanto here with the Deagle. They almost have nothing. How do they have 10-2 and no money?
That was the point we were making, I think, a few rounds back as well. About just how close so many of these rounds had been. Scoreline definitely does not tell the whole story. But it's Cr4zy. It's continued to dominate. Unfortunately, after just dropping the one round, though, it has pretty much broken them. And they're working with a very delicate amount in their arsenal here to try and close out an 11th round overall. And more importantly, stop Chaos from developing any type of real scoreline in this half. Slow walkout from Chaos onto the B site. It's actually going to be completely undefended this time by Cr4zy. So pretty much all the success from Chaos is going to be continued to be found over on the B site. Esperanto will find a much earlier death this time as he's taken out right in the tunnel steps by Boten.
A bit of an unlikely end to this round, because Cr4zy was controlling lower dark, even upper dark for a minute, and catwalk towards the middle. So they had a lot of map information, and somehow they found none of the Chaos players before they were in B. So normally, if you have that much on the CT side, you'd be able to find out a lot of stuff. It's a bit strange. A third round for Chaos. They just desperately needed it. So 10-5. Well, that would be cause for some celebration, I think, even though overall, I still think that's great for Cr4zy, but if you're Chaos right now, that would bring you back a little bit mentally.
Especially after losing so many close scenarios here. They need to kind of grind their way back into the match, and they need to do it quickly. Cr4zy still has the momentum very much in their favor. It's going to remain that way, unless we do get to that 10-5 scoreline, or at least something close to it. So saves are going to mean that Cr4zy's buys will be relatively the same. Relaxa, though, with a very aggressive push. It's going to get shut down by Auto at the mid doors.
Yeah, maybe a bit careless. Did they know he had the ult from the previous round? I'm not sure.
I would hope so, because one of them died to it towards the end of the last round.
Oh yeah, you're right. So they definitely knew. Next up, not jumping the gun with the CC, just calmly waiting. He's so close to the middle that if they don't go and clear it out and check it, that could definitely backfire.
Auto waiting, Nexa ready to jump out as well if Auto misses his shot. It's going to get in. Oh, Auto peeked away just a little bit too early there. Wasn't ready when Nexa finally was forced to engage, so loses his teammate, has nothing to show for it. It only serves to even this manpower out down to a 4v4.
You love the idea of that setup anyway, right? One guy trying to avoid the flashbang. They're pushing back into B, and that's going to be a problem because they're going to be far away unless they go and check up a dark, but they're going to have to be really quick about it. It feels like that's what they want to do. I don't think they're going to make it in time. No, Auto, it's going to be up to him here. Jumping with the mag 7 is Hunter, distracting everybody. Auto picking up 2 big kills. Just like that, a third of the round for him, and now the bomb is up there on the catwalk. DJL at least picks it up, and Lenti goes down, so it's now going to be Esperanto with just the USP. If Auto had got that last kill over at long, that would have been it, I think.
Esperanto able to work an M4 into the arsenal at a very minimum, but without armor, without any utility. This retake is going to be a bit futile. Still slowly working his way towards it. It's not giving the possibility of it. So you hope someone from Chaos is playing more aggressively to try and spot him working at a CT. That is not the case. He needs to be the one to make a move, and he needs to do it right now, as he does not have a kit either, and I don't think anyone from his team has one up on the site. There you go, DJL shuts it out. The 4th round is found for Chaos. Only one more to go in the half.
Yeah, really well done. That's in spite of 3 kills from Auto, and the rest couldn't really follow it up. Gotta appreciate the jumping max 7 to really get a chance. Don't see that enough anymore, you know. Now it's all, you know, jumping AWP and M4s, but used to be, you know, a more well-known thing. That's an epic grenade. That just did all the damage. And still they don't get the opening kill.
Nexa tries to make the play at long and pays the price for it. Still gets some good damage in addition to the nade. Onto Boten, though, as he's brought down to 12 HP. Auto can still do some damage. Just on the outside of long here. Not really going to go for it right now, though. Still trying to establish positions with their teammates. A bit of disagreement in terms of who's jumping on who here, which is actually going to slow them down quite a bit. This could be a bit bad, but I think they are still able to get everyone in position in time, since Chaos was very nice and decided to wait for them.
They have so many grenades, Molotovs as well. And they make the crossing here. A lot of people are going to be shooting through that smoke. The bomb goes down temporarily, but Oh, and there it is again, just picked up by DJL for a second, but they're just getting absolutely sprayed down, trying to even make it onto the A-bomb site. Really good defense this time around. Freddy, no chance at all. 11-4 in favor of Cr4zy at the end of the half, and Chaos trying to make up for it. I am not sure it's enough. We're going to see when we come back after the break for the second half. Stay with us. Back with the second half here between Chaos and Cr4zy. It's still map number 1. So, you know, another elimination match, obviously. 11-4 in favor of Cr4zy. Hard for Chaos to make it back now, but pistol round going to be the first test. If they could do it, maybe this would be a way to get it started.
First half was relatively one-sided for Cr4zy up until the very end when we saw Chaos starting to bounce back with a little bit of life on their T side. So now it's time to see if they can keep that life with them, or if Cr4zy is here to take him right back. They're going to try to push out through mid. Freddy Frog with a nice first find, though, against Esperanto. Relaxa also working from range there, taps out onto Letney. They're still trying to force the issue here, which very much might just push them into their own death if they continue to go for it. So finally they back away, but Chaos still catches on to this. It's going to push them, sees the cat play. Now comes the rotate from the large majority of Chaos's roster in mid. Botan off the play from the ramp to try and stop this from happening. Hunter cuts out at least one of the rotators. Freddy goes down. Botan takes out another one, though. Just too many players even taking out too quickly and no response. So it's Chaos that takes the pistol at the start of half number 2.
Yeah, good control of the angles there for Chaos. And see the power of the USP on Dust 2. Those Glocks, for them to get close is really tricky. That's kind of why I think a lot of people are starting to pick up those P250s in the pistol rounds, because then at least you could have a favorable fight. They've got a bunch of them here, though. So maybe could do some damage in this round.
Unfortunately, their opponents are going to be a lot better well-equipped. Chaos is going to be sitting with a pretty good amount of upgrades coming into this round now. A lot of SMGs and FAMASs to play off of here, and they're not looking to take any chances against Cr4zy. Didn't get a plant, but despite that, Cr4zy still buy in with those few P250s. Gonna try to leverage that into at least a few frags here, but it's not the best start. Freddy Frog gets Nexa and Letney in the mid at the beginning of this round. Freddy also able to move in and help out Pleasant by getting the 3rd frag. Number 4, in fact, also found by Freddy. Number 5 might be a little bit more difficult, though. He's down to 14 HP, but Esperanto even lower. Still, though, they don't want to lose it. They play on the safe side, and Pleasant confirms the 5th kill instead.
Good round. Building up, you know, a bit of confidence. I mean, they were only playing with the pistols, but I think just everything matters at this point. Actually, I think even to some extent, if you could just delay losing the first map, like, you know, it's really different if you end up losing, let's say, like 16-6 instead of, you know, if you could make it like 16-11, then you got like you've got more time to warm out. That, you know, that second map is going to be probably a little bit softer on you in some sense. Kind of hard getting crushed really quickly and then not even like, oh, okay, now we're playing second map, let's go. Relaxer in the middle, good shot with the FAMAS early on, but not going to be enough. Esperanto will still take him down for a quick trade, and that leaves 2 inside of the B-bomb side. How's that going to play out?
Esperanto going to get a nade chucked down. It won't really do too much in terms of damage. The problem is they're stuck just outside of the mid doors, and obviously those smokes at CT aren't going to last forever. So they end up deciding to pull back. Going to move into mid and once again instead. A little bit of action towards Cat here as they're going to try to move their players up on top, and Freddy also doing some damage early on in the round. Again, he uses an opportunity to pick up the dropped AK from Hunter. Now the rest of Cr4zy grouping up for a long play, only supported by Esperanto going on to Cat. Blessin has a close range position.
They can't flash him. Waiting by the barrels. Yeah, they can't, but they have to just walk into it. So this MP9 going to be a little bit dangerous. Big double kill. DJL up here, 40 seconds. He's got the FAMAS in hand, and yeah, as soon as he just hide, he knows where the other player is. Just wait for time. There's absolutely no reason to be fighting this on your own. Smoke not going to cover everything. Now he's getting shot at the back a little bit, and actually Otto's made his way really far in. That's a big play here between Esperanto and Otto, and Esperanto finding one more kill now. 20 seconds. He's got the triple. Bombs out there. He could definitely go for the plant. And Freddy almost has to respect it.
Tries to fake it. Now he's got to commit. He's going to leave Freddy with room. He needs to push back out. Doesn't commit to it too much just yet, though. He's still stuck in CT, just in case Esperanto wanted to push him. We didn't get that, so Esperanto falls back. Holds just behind the elbow box. Freddy, in the meanwhile, hoping he continues to rotate further back onto Cat. We're not going to get that. Esperanto, in fact, even expected the Cat rotate to come in from Freddy. So he's getting a little bit jumpy now, watching for that eventual ramp push. Freddy's taking a long time to get up on top here, though he doesn't have any nades to force Esperanto out, but he takes the fight regardless. Freddy will win that, and he'll easily have the defuse to net Chaos' 7th round.
He picked up that defuse kit like 1 millisecond after the kill as well.
Really?
Yeah, it was up there. Maybe he knew, maybe someone called it in, but still. Bomb plant position meant that Esperanto sort of kind of had to take that fight a little bit earlier. But also, if he had planted on the other side, then maybe Freddy would have jumped to kill him. So, I don't know. Still, 11-7. Chaos starting to make their way back. In kind of a big way, actually. They've got the AWP there on Relaxer. They have spent all of their money, but still. I think this is starting to look a lot better now for the Swedish side, definitely.
Cr4zy still are going to take a slower approach at the beginning of this round. Utility's going to be at a bar minimum, so they are hoping for 1 or 2 kills in the early round that they can then leverage into an easier attack that doesn't require as much utility. They're not going to find that. Chaos. A little bit of pressure on Cat from one of their players, but besides that, you're not seeing them trying to get aggressive really at all. Relax, of course, has this one angle held back over by the double doors, and he's actually going to get quite a few players pushing in his direction here. Problem is, he stays for too long. Well, certainly going to be a dead man. Rotates in, misses the second shot. That could be the death bells tolling for him. He's got the smoke to ditch onto the ground. He could fall back towards pit. So he's going to be able to make it a little bit longer. And Cr4zy, not too keen on pushing against that. Like I said before, they don't really have a whole lot of utility, so they can't afford to do it.
Surprising that he is still alive even. Looked like that was close to being sort of like a one shot and you're going to be out of it. Now they want to go for the B split, which is already being read by Chaos. You can see they definitely know what's coming. Going to be boosting up to look on top here. Freddy, great position for him, and this does not seem doable. There are still 2 people inside of the B bomb site. Gonna get the kills at least, but still, Ledney 1 versus 3. Bit of a crossing, and he just has to go straight for the plant here. No reason to spend a lot of time. In fact, he's going to fake it, and they're so far away. Going to put it down the last second. They're all coming from upper, and even that is going to be hard for him to read. He's going to probably get 1 kill, look somewhere else, and then that's it. All right there, and just an army of people coming his way. Nice enough try, but hard to win some of those 1 versus 3s.
Yeah, lack of intel really throwing it away from him, as you were mentioning there. Just not really having a good idea as to where the push was coming from. Nice save. So we almost saw the fist bump get denied.
Yeah. It's one way to immediately make it onto Reddit, isn't it?
Yeah. It's easy clip points right there. But we'll see going into the next round. Chaos continuing to round back into this, and Cr4zy still failure to launch here on this T side so far. We're 4 rounds into it or so far. And they continue to look for any way to pick up their first round on this T side.
Here comes the flashbang for that mid push, and they're going to be right up on the other side. No one there to really get picked off, and they lose Otto. That was in upper dark. Relaxer able to pick up that kill. They aren't really feeling the pressure right now, Chaos. They seem to be doing a fine enough job at just holding their own on the CT side. Kind of a reversal of roles, weirdly, here in the second half.
Almost identical, in fact, here. The problem is Cr4zy. Well, Chaos were at least getting close on numerous rounds and able to line up quite a few plants. Cr4zy are really struggling just to get the ball rolling. They're going to get absolutely shut down before they can even get their players out into mid, cat, or the tunnels, or really anywhere on this map. Cr4zy are having issues taking control. Gonna ditch downstairs. Might actually cost him a little bit, but no, a great lineup. And he gets the bomb! And a nice follow-up fade onto Letney, giving them another quick closeout. As Chaos continue to run it back. Just a few more rounds, and they've tied it up.
Yeah, Swedish team really, really making it back now in a big way. I don't even know how we've ended up here. 11-9. 21 kills on Freddy. He is obviously doing a really fine job at the moment. Tied with Esperanto on the other team, so... Pleasant, so ready for it. The flashbang went all the way behind him. Freddy picking up here. Oh, he's going to get caught by Nexa. That's at least some kind of a return here. Relaxer could be in trouble from the catwalk as well, but he misses that shot. Now you could see him, he's got almost no home. He's going to miss one more. I can't even believe he's still alive. He's made his way down, and he gets the kill on Esperanto. I feel like he should have been dead.
It's actually Hunter from behind the smoke that kills his teammate, too. So he was able to save his teammate against the push from Esperanto at a minimum. The plant goes down. First real successful site take we've seen from Cr4zy all half so far. Now the retake works its way in for Chaos. It's going to start as a 1-for-1 exchange. Hunter now pinched though, so he's got to be careful about the way he approaches this. Tries to take on Pleasant directly. It's not going to work. The good news is though, Otto should have a pretty safe time of trying to close this out. There's not a whole lot of time left. Smoke was right on top of it. Otto's going to get flashed. They confirm his position, and Pleasant's able to push off that. So I take back what I said, that the use is going to go off after all. And Chaos will continue to run their own streak. Now just 1 round behind, tying Cr4zy.
What a round from Pleasant. 4 kills at the end of it. And it is pretty uncomfortable when you're down there on long, even with the AWP, because if they're diffusing up there, you won't hear it, and you are not 100% sure exactly where you're going to be shooting. So, yeah, Otto a little bit worried about that towards the end. Timeout being called now for Cr4zy, and who can blame them? Suddenly the game is almost tied up. I really can't believe it.
An amazing rebound at a minimum here from the guys at Chaos Esports Club. We're bringing this back after falling so short in the first half. But to be fair, a lot of very close rounds, so we're always there, we're always fighting for it. Just could never come out when it came to the retakes from Cr4zy. They were far too good on the CT side, and now Cr4zy struggling on the T side to even get onto the site, let alone survive the post plant.
Which honestly, it is still kind of weird to me, just because of, I still think this map is pretty strong when you're on the T side. So I am a little bit confused, but we've seen it throughout the tournament before, so maybe I'm wrong. Freddy goes down, and that's a nice kill to begin with if you're on the T side here.
Gonna see how Cr4zy leverages this into further frags. You can see Otto in position here too, trying to work his way through to line up a bit of an off shot against these guys, but it's gonna be Nexa Working with Esperanto that finds DJL just outside of mid instead. A second frag now for Cr4zy. None responded to by Chaos, but the Chaos still have a two-man hold in B, where Cr4zy's going to be executing. The only other players Relaxa way down at long. So if this execute works, Relax is a bit irrelevant. The round will pretty much be over. Still have no time to rotate, and obviously won't attempt a 1v5 retake.
No, and it's essentially a 2 versus 5 on this side of the map, so let's see how they do. Well, there's not even any chance of a chance. Pleasant, it doesn't matter at that point. So, good beginning if you're going to be fighting your way in. Getting that headshot. It's going to be the bomb, and finally a round for Cr4zy here in the second half. That was really hard to come by. They're going to find all the remaining kills, and yeah, nearly 10,000 on Pleasant, so you could drop it to a couple of people. That'll help out. But yeah, they're getting warmed up at least.
It's a 6-round streak either way for the guys on Chaos to bring it all the way up to 10. Nearly tying it up, but falling just short. So Cr4zy hold on to just a 2-round lead. Similarly to what we've seen before, though. Cr4zy still picking up quite a few kills throughout the course of Chaos chasing this comeback. So they are nearly broken going into the second round after Cr4zy had won.
Did Pleasant buy an AWP instead of dropping for one of his teammates? I swear he could have, right? He had 9,600 something.
I'm not sure if he ended up dropping or not, to be honest. I would guess he would have had to, right? So probably maybe the AUG on Freddy or something like that was dropped by him.
Either that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like DJL would have had something then. Maybe not. Regardless, see if it's going to be paying off. Grenade must have landed right in between some of those players. Hunter is pretty low on health, so they have a bit of a start, and they have a pretty good stack on A.
It's time to see Cr4zy move forward, get a good execute going. No kills on either side so far, so it's going to be pretty raw when it gets down to it. They're going to work their way out. Pleasant is flashed out. He's not able to initially pick anyone else. He's going to get a lot of opportunities, too. They're very slow on pushing up the elbow. Esperanto, though, just deletes Pleasant from the ramp, and that's going to force Freddy Frog back over to the edge of long. Otto also still waiting to watch the flank. He's caught DJL. He knows he's got Boten trying to push him. Boten gets the better of on the move, but Letney's there a second later to immediately put Boten back down and still leave Cr4zy with a 4v2 advantage. The last two from Chaos are nowhere near this now. As you can see, Relaxa just falling out of the sight. He's going to give up. And Freddy's going to be joining him as they'll fall back to save, and Cr4zy will get number 13.
That really was a nice shot from Esperanto to be able to pick that up on the AWP holding that ramp. Saving these rifles is huge right now for the CT side. Freddy in a good position. Not going to get followed up on their Hunters on 14 health, so better to stay put. They're going to save a couple of rifles at least, but this still might not be enough. They're really running out of money now.
Let's see again, the immediate response was set up there. The two-man watch of the flanks, since Cr4zy did keep everyone alive for the most part on execute. It's been a rarity for Cr4zy so far on this T side, but much like Chaos, it's suddenly kind of woken itself up. And Cr4zy now just sits 3 rounds away from ending the map. Chaos, of course, looking to find their own response, especially with the 2 rifles, but Freddy is going to get incredibly aggressive with one of them, loses it, and then Hunter also finds Boten a second later as he tries to go in for the trade.
Oh, Hunter definitely saw that. Tapping away. It was either going to be the AK or the Molotov. There was really no way out of that one. Oh, nice shot from Letney.
This round pretty much over now. Relaxa just hiding outside a window at the scaffolding and is probably just going to chill out here. Not really much reason for him to risk his life. They still end up finding him relatively quickly. Hunter gets his 3rd kill on the round, and that's Cr4zy with another one under their belt. Just 2 more away now from getting the first map. Still, though, a respectable comeback regardless of the outcome that we've seen from Chaos. Now it's time for them to show up once again if they have hopes of taking control of Dust 2 still.
They had a really great streak at the beginning of the second half, Chaos, so that makes you sort of want to believe that they could do it, but they could end up running out of money, and that in itself, I mean, look at the grenades they have left now. A retake at this point would be difficult.
They didn't even start with that many nades either. Money already causing issues here for Chaos. Relaxa tries to make a move, does some good damage to Letney. No kill though. DHL gets the confirmation on Letney, but he also goes down. So 3 still standing for the CT side. Only 1 going to be on the A site. Quick rotates coming in. However, they've completely missed the jump down for Esperanto as he smokes off CT. An easy lead in for the kill onto Pleasant. Freddy with the trade. He can now take out Esperanto. Can't find him though, sitting on the other side. It's actually Botan in CT that gets it. Denies this take entirely. And now the race to the B site gets started. Hunter's going to win it is the problem. Botan can try to cut him off on the cross. Misses it. That's the play for another objective here.
Well, now down the middle, there's a secondary fight happening. Freddy making a lot of noise, and oh, he still wins the fight. Nexus going to be really upset about that. He pretty much had him. Hunter going to go straight for the bomb plant, doesn't even want to fake it, and goes back out the middle. They're waiting for him on 2 angles, and Freddy going to be able to pick it up. Triple for him, nicely done. Although I think, yeah, Nexa, that's like a fist to the table kind of moment.
Very frustrating. He had the read, he knew the position. Even had seemingly the good spray and positioning to get the kill, but still Freddy ended up getting the better of him regardless. It was unexplainable wins. So Freddy, big win for him and the rest of Chaos. They only keep themselves in it, but they still get the possibility of winning this in regulation alive as well. Cr4zy yet to get up to 15. They do have the money, however, to rebuy in. They've had some pretty clean wins, so they built up a bit of a cash reserve, and they still have some beyond this. That's going to be the biggest issue for Chaos still, is the economy aspect of this. Their money's still low, and while they fully bought it here, Cr4zy wakes up again. They're going to be right back where they started. 1-for-1 exchange the way we start this. It's looking like Cr4zy's going to continue to play onto Cat here. 2 more players are going to be pushing up. Laxa still in position just on top to control this. Nearly ended up with an op-the-op battle, but no, Otto works his way back to mid instead, finding Pleasant. Freddy will be the next one. Sneaks right up to the door and gets a double, knocking out next in Esperanto.
Yeah, really, I think really playing a little bit of a mind game there. Once they got that first kill in the middle, they did not expect for a second one to be there. That actually gives them the lead, 2 versus 3. There's so much time left. 27 kills on Freddy. Playing a really good game right now. Back down long. That is a good idea. They've got the smoke. They've got the LVP. Could maybe find that kill on the A-bomb side. This makes sense. 40 seconds, though. Don't have all the time in the world. And Relaxer, if he's looking long, he's got a position that's going to be kind of hard for them to... Yeah, he's sort of looking catwalk too. So, I don't know. He needs to be in a position where he's not holding both the angles. Just one of them would be fine.
Cr4zy. Try to work their way up through long and onto the A site now. This should actually go off without much of a hitch. Relax is still hoping for there to be cap pressure. Obviously with Freddy in that position, though, it's not going to happen. But the quick flip leads to an easy kill onto Letney. Only Otto left alive. He's got less than 10 seconds to confirm the plant. He's going to go right for it. Again, no time for faking this, but he's still completely surrounded. The 1v3 scopes in a little bit too early there. Loses sight of his opponent. And with that, another round will be picked up by Chaos as they continue to get closer and closer to bringing this back. Nearly done it now.
Yeah, Relaxer, when he sort of has to make that choice between defending long or catwalk, and it's fine. Like, even if he doesn't get that first kill, at least it's a 2 versus 3 retake. But trying to hold both is just usually not a good option. So, timeout called for Cr4zy. They've got 1 left here. We're starting to see this, you know, kind of happening again right now. They're going to be so frustrated if they can't see this all the way through.
The pause will be expiring relatively soon. And this will be Cr4zy. Their last chance, one of their last opportunities to be able to close out in normal fashion here on Dust 2. Once again, though, very close affair between these 2 teams, and this is only the first map. So these 2 teams as well might be kind of in for a bit of a grinding matchup here if they don't change it. Otto waiting in the molly, hoping he can catch something, but is not going to line up with that possibility. Ends up losing about 60 HP from it. He's not given the shot that he wanted.
Bit of a problem for them early on. Still obviously in the round, but does limit some of the options. Grenade does nearly nothing there. What Cr4zy do? Looks like they want to try and split the A-bomb site. they're going to be able to make it through. If they get the opening down on long, then that's going to be a real problem for those two A players. Pleasant. This is a pretty big off angle.
Need to wait. Lines up the first. Nexa. Again, though, they're on point for the trade. He's able to immediately take Pleasant back down. The CTs, of course, will follow it up. Smoking out Cat. Oh, Relaxa. Gives himself away to Auto closer to the pit. That's going to be +1 advantage over to Cr4zy. Freddy's looking to change that, though. An aggressive push from him knocks out Hunter. Again, though, easily traded by Letney, who's sitting right next to him. Buddy system is working out well for Cr4zy at this point. Auto just barely sneaking the vision out onto Botan, taking him down. And Letney with the final kill puts Cr4zy up to match point.
That looked like it was about to get turned around. Imagine if Freddy had picked up one more kill over there again. He's kind of the only one keeping him in the game. I think it's like 29 kills at this point. He's playing out of his mind to try and just bring his team back into the action. Like nobody else is even at 20 on his team. He's just really almost doing this on his own at the moment.
Meanwhile, for Cr4zy, you've got guys like Auto, Esperanto, and Hunter who are doing a pretty good job in this matchup. Hunter already starting things off well, but a quick trade, however, along with some good damage onto Letney, makes things look a little bit more drastic here for Cr4zy.
I don't know what you're doing, Auto, but stop it. There's nobody there to back him up. Like, I mean, top mid, sure, but that is Letney with 13 health. So playing this close with the AWP, I'm gonna have to veto that one.
The bait's already set up too, with Pleasant sitting on the right side of the door to immediately confirm.
Yeah.
So a very bad idea to push into it. Let's play it out through normal methods, and they'll do exactly that. Pleasant, though, finally commits to his push, but there you go. Auto is able to turn it around this time against Pleasant. Puts us into the 4v2, where there's not much room for either Botan or Relaxa to do much here.
The bullets just disappeared from that deagle. Nobody knows where they went, but if you're Pleasant, that is a problem. Probably no shot at all here to bring it back. 2 versus 4. There's still a Molotov, 2 Molotovs in fact, and yeah, when they're gonna get confirmed here next with the spray down, they know where Botan is. They're gonna just, throw them in all the way. 16-12, first map